So are you shy or an introvert? In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between the two, how I see it. And I used to be someone that had both. I was shy and I was an introvert, and how I was able to overcome almost both of those things. So first, the point of shyness, I did some research on it, and it really comes down to fear of judgment. And someone who's shy, they have fear of judgment. They may not know what to say. They're uncomfortable being in social situations. They have social anxiety. So if you have some of those things, then obviously you're a shy person. Now, an introvert is someone who, when, let's say, in a social situation, they may enjoy talking to other people, but they could get drained fast, and they may need some alone time to kind of like recharge and then go back, right? Where an extrovert, it's like they get charged by being around other people, right? So now you could be an introvert and be shy, but most people don't know it's like those are actually two separate things. So you could be an introvert but not shy. So for me, I got to a point where it's like I'm almost like a mix between introvert extrovert. Now I've changed to, I used to be all the way on introvert and shy, right? In school, I remember I used to be the kid in the back of the class. You didn't even know I was there, and I wouldn't talk to anyone. I was afraid. I didn't know what to say, right? So now how I overcame, let's say, the shyness point. First, I talk about that, and then the introvert. So the point of shy was first understanding and accepting the fact that, okay, let's say I am shy, okay? Where does it come from, right? And I realized for me, it was like I never learned how to talk to other people, but also I thought that if I do something wrong, that other people will judge me, and somehow I'll be exposed and be made fun of, and all these thoughts, right? So you have to understand first what your thoughts are, so you could write it down and actually look at it of like, okay, does this actually make sense? Because your thoughts of right before, let's say, you become shy, right? You're in a situation right before you become shy. Notice, what are your thoughts? Are you thinking that, oh, this person's gonna judge me, this person's gonna think I am stupid, or this person, I don't want them to find out that when I'm alone I play video games all the time, whereas they are out there building a business or something, right? It's like maybe you're afraid that they may compare themselves, right? So you have to catch what your thoughts are. And for me, I started small. I used to go to, like, when we would go to the grocery store, and when, let's say, my mom or someone was checking out, the person that was helping us check out the items, right, the worker there, I started by just saying, hey, how's your day going, you know? And most of the time they would be like, oh, so well, and most of them would like open up, right? And I did that so many times that I was like, oh, these people are nice. And then another thing that helped me eventually was asking myself, okay, if someone were to approach me and say all these things that I'm thinking that if I say, they would judge me, if they said it to me, will I judge them? And all the time the answer would be no. So I was like, okay, then why is it that I think that if I say it, that they'll judge me? And I was like, all right, let me try saying these things or be myself and see what happens. And when I started doing it, people actually liked it, right? People actually were, saying it's really cool seeing, you being you, right? And I used to have the fear of, oh, what if I'm myself around people, but they think I'm too awkward, or they are not used to that version of me, especially if they're friends and family and they see you being more of yourself and not be shy. And my fear was like, what if they're like, hey, are you okay? Like, is there something wrong with you? What's going on? But then I remember watching a guy online, and he said if someone says that, just be like, oh yeah, I'm feeling great, thanks for noticing, or something like that. Like, not even acknowledge what they're saying. And very soon, like, that changed. So the point of shyness is just, you have to support yourself. You have to understand your thoughts, beliefs. You have to practice, okay, maybe look up videos on conversational skills, how to keep a conversation going, what to say to open up a conversation, right? You could even maybe go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, give me different ideas of what I can say to open up a conversation. Right now, for me, getting the right mentors also helped me. And then two of my mentors introduced me to certain tools and whatnot, that those really helped me not just communicate more effectively, but just my confidence raised through the roof. Now, if you want to know what those are, you could reach out one-on-one and I could tell you. You could, it's in the description, Facebook, all that. But yeah, for me, it was just whatever I could use. But those specific tools, those are what helped me the most. In terms of being introvert, I used to always prefer being alone versus like social situations. I would be drained fast if I was in a social situation. I would want to just go home and so forth. And so with that, what I did was I just went into more social situations and allow myself to get drained, go back home, go back, do the same thing, like keep doing it until it became more normal to me. Because you see someone who's an introvert and they, get exhausted, drained and whatnot, they don't go back into a social situation for a while. Whereas for me, I would go to networking events. I would go to so many different things over and over and over until it's like that muscle was built up. Because you see someone who's an introvert versus an extrovert, most of it comes from the environment that we're grow up in. And if you were around it your whole life of like everyone's communicating, everyone's social, you go to social events, all that, then that becomes your personality, right? So it's kind of like working out. If you never worked out, the first few months are gonna suck, but then the more you do it, then it's like your body gets used to it, you get really good at it, then you understand different exercises you could do, and it just, the overall experience becomes much better. It's not as difficult or as draining, right? So this is the same thing. Now for you, you have to identify which one it is. Is it the point of shyness? Are you afraid of judgment? Are you afraid of what others might think? Because someone who's an introvert, if someone else talks to them, they actually open up and they're fine, right? But now if they're shy on top of that, then that means not only someone else has to talk to them, but then they don't really talk much because they're afraid. What if I say the wrong thing? What if, I mess it up? What if I'm not what this person thinks? And all these different thoughts. I used to have these thoughts. That's why I'm giving those as an example. But for you, you have to see what your thoughts obviously were and are. And then you could go on from there. And more importantly, again, I don't even know who's watching this, what type of people, where you're from, what your background is, things like that. But if you need more ideas, support, suggestions, things like that, then highly suggest reach out one-on-one. So there you could give me more context. You could send voice messages, you could do whatever you want. And then I could give you any tips or anything that comes to my mind. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it. Click somewhere here to check out whatever YouTube thinks you'll like watching next, and make sure to subscribe and like. I spend all this time making the videos for you guys. I don't get paid or anything, so all I'm asking is take 5 seconds and like and subscribe. It helps out the channel and more people will see it. But yeah, I appreciate it. See you in the next one. Bye.